The story begins with a man watching his sleeping wife. But his face can't hide the pain. He thinks no one expected this at the landlord's place. Shaking his head, he steps outside and hangs himself to stay clear-headed in the wind. Years later, Win quietly settles in a house her distant uncle runs as an inn. The uncle tells her to call any time if there's trouble. Win ignores it at first, but soon she'll pay dearly for her courage. While packing, her phone suddenly rings with a creepy ringtone. On the wall, a once motionless mural oddly starts to spin on camera. The uncle then tells a cryptic story. Not just a joke, but with a deeper meaning. That night, Win bakes alone, bored like a restless bird. She recalls a chilling scene from her past. Suddenly, even though the room is empty, she feels eyes boring into her back. She shares her strange experiences with a close friend, who brushes it off, saying she's overreacting, reminding her, time is a tricky little thing. One day, while cleaning, Win finds an old photo under the bed. The couple looks just like the ones from the beginning. From then on, she wakes in the middle of the night, screaming and calling a strange, familiar name she can't place. Confused, she can't make sense of it. Outside, someone's singing loudly, but there's no one in the chaotic, broken-down inn.
Leah?
Chris crawled out from under the car, mumbling and avoiding Win's questions. He tried to grab her and leave, but suddenly mentioned having dinner with the cop last night. Facing Win, he admitted he was scared. Not her. Born and raised here, Chris came only to check the inn's generator and never entered Win's room. One day, Win found a squirrel statue holding a rolled-up paper with numbers. She thought of the upstairs safe, but found only scraps with dates and keywords inside. She didn't think much of it. Later, while cooking and humming, the phone's voice assistant unexpectedly spoke loudly. Amid the chaos, water spilled into the oil, triggering the smoke alarm instantly. That night, while searching for the smoke detector and waving a cloth to clear the smoky air, Win made sure it wouldn't go off again. At that moment, her uncle called again after turning off his phone, asking about the photo she mentioned earlier. But he hadn't seen it and didn't know who she was talking about. Plus, this inn has seen many visitors, leaving traces long gone. Of course, Win sent the photo to herself, storing it on her phone as the only record. Through it, Win found out a woman had died in the old room. When she tried to escape, she almost ran into this person coming toward her. Chris shows up, rambling, but mainly worried Liam will starve at the inn. He takes her to town for supplies. Liam, used to being alone, warms up to having company and lets her guard down. But Lauhe is thoughtful too. He secretly buys her a protective spray. One day, while checking mail, her phone rings then cuts off. Looking through the camera, she spots an old cottage across the high wall and sees Chris lying lifeless nearby. Liam tells her best friend, who can't believe it and thinks Liam's gone stir-crazy, quickly hanging up. Leah found another phone hidden in the fireplace ashes, just as her uncle called, saying he knew the couple in the photo. Everyone said the man killed his wife then himself, but her uncle insisted Brian wasn't like that. The wallpaper showed the phone belonged to Brian and his wife, but she couldn't unlock it without the password. Outside, Chris was hiding. When Leah opened the door, she shut it immediately. Not a gun, but a fire poker. Chris had been tense all day and wanted to help her relax. He faced his fears head-on, first drawing a spider, but Chris knew it wasn't real fire. Earlier, Chris had drawn a car on a bottle, guiding him step by step to shoot. Win caught on quickly and started learning on her own. But soon, only that car-painted bottle remained. Just as Win was about to shoot, man appeared out of nowhere, nearly knocking her down. She was terrified. That night, she read to calm herself, but when she touched her phone, it turned on by itself. In the empty living room sat a woman writing, the same note from the safe. During the day, Win's friend called to apologize, but she ignored it. Then, downstairs, the lantern lit up on its own. As she moved to turn it off, Chris appeared silently behind her. Win warned him to keep his distance since they barely knew each other. After last time's mess, Chris drove, but wanted Win to take the wheel now. She was too scared to try alone. With Chris's encouragement, she bravely started the car. But as it moved, the man beside her suddenly turned into shooter from the range. Win panicked and almost crashed into a tree. But then remembered, Liam was the man she'd been calling to in her dreams, her husband. Recently, Win's car accident shattered her husband's trust. Grieving and guilt-ridden, he fled to their uncle's inn. Her friend said these eerie events were just Wynn's grief-driven hallucinations. She locked herself in, refusing to eat or drink. But some things can't be avoided. The phone from the ashes rang again. On the video, Brian held a knife ready to kill his wife. She tried telling Chris, but the phone glitched. Confused if it was real or a hallucination, Wynn doubted her own mind and blamed herself for her husband's death. She smashed the phone, but it always returned to her hand. Sitting down, she wrote a letter asking her wife to stay away. Then she realized she'd seen this scene on the phone before. Packing quickly, she prepared to flee the eerie room. Suddenly, the living room phone rang again, flickering dimly, teasing her nerves. But this time, no one answered. She said she was born from Wynn's fear, leaving only one person in the room. Wynn got scared and turned to leave. Chris then warned her to get out. Things were unclear until both appeared before him at once. Chris asked about their interaction, and they answered identically. Without hesitation, Chris grabbed one of them, but the other twin hit him in the head, causing him to fall to the ground. Wynn ran to the storage, looking for fireflies to defend herself, but her evil twin appeared threatening her. Alarms blared in the dark. Before she could load gunpowder, she nearly exploded. Desperate, she smashed her superphone and escaped. She got in the car but was trapped by corpse bugs, ready to give up. She checked her in the car. Yet she wasn't really in the car. Her angry evil twin chased her into the street but failed. Courage and resolve banished her evil self. And with a loud boom, the magnetic field returned to normal. These clocks hide a mysterious realm. Phones can show what has happened, what's coming, and even your deepest fears. Over time, fear and negativity create an evil version of oneself. That's why Brian, originally gentle and kind, ended up killing his own wife. He lived through horrors even worse than Wynn's. And that's for today. See you next recap.